All right, this lesson is going to cover lesson 24 in your textbook. I think this one is a little easier than the division of what we did yesterday, or the last lesson, depending on when you watched it. Not quite as many steps, I don't think. So let's just get in. The first thing we need to remember is we can only add like terms. And we normally discuss that idea with exponents and with letters, with variables. In this case, the same rules apply to roots. So 3 and square root of 6 are not like terms. They're not in the same number form, okay? So I cannot add those two things. So the rule is if I can't do anything inside, I need to look outside. And in this case, I have a square root of 2. So I have to multiply that in. Now listen carefully. You have to do it to both pieces. A lot of people forget to do it to both pieces. 2 times square root of 3 is simply 3 square root of 2. 2 times square root of 6 is the square root of 12. At this point, if you can, you need to simplify exponents, okay? I can't simplify this down any further. It's going to stay there, but I can simplify 12 because the square root of 12 becomes 2 times 2 times 3, and a pair of 2's can pull out in front. So 3 square root of 2 is as simple as it can get. If I break 12 into its prime factors, that pair of 2's pulls out in front, and whatever's left stays. At this point, this does not become 5 square root of 5. I cannot add if they don't match. Square root of 2 is not the same thing as square root of 3. I can only add if those roots match. If they don't match, then that is my answer. So this is much shorter. What you need to remember is the simplifying of those radicals. Let's do another one. All right, let's look at this one. So we look inside of our parentheses. Order of operations says we do parentheses first. I can't do anything inside, so I look outside. The square root of 5 has to be multiplied to both pieces. Square root of 5 times 4 is simply 4 square root of 5. Square root of 5 times square root of 2 is the square root of 10. Now, if I can simplify, I need to. However, in this case, I cannot. 10 breaks down into 5 times 2. Nothing's going to match there, so I get to stop right here. That's my answer. So sometimes these are super easy. Sometimes you're going to need to break some things down. So just watch those numbers under your radicals. Let's do one more just to be on the safe side. These are relatively easy. I cannot add these. They are not like terms. You have to remember that. They are not like terms. So I need to distribute my square root of 6. 7 times square root of 6 is 7 square root of 6. Square root of 6 times square root of 3 is square root of 18. Now, 6 cannot break up any further. Well, it can. It can become 3 times 2. There's not going to be any pairs there. I already know that fact. So my first term I already know is going to be 7 square root of 6. However, 18 can break up. 18 becomes 2 times 9, which is 2 times 3 times 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 becomes 3. That pair pulls out as 1. 6 and 2 are not like terms. Square root of 6 and square root of 2, I apologize, are not like terms, so that's my answer. Okay? Just remember to break down anything that you can, and anything you circle, any pair pulls out as 1. Because it is impossible for me to do the square root symbol on that program where I do our homework, we're going to do bookwork again. So activity 2 on lesson 24 is going to be what you're going to do for homework, and then we will look at that in class and see if we need to go over it. We're getting to the point that a lot of these concepts are a little bit more complex, and we're going to need to probably spend some more time with questions and answers in our face-to-face time. So activity 2, lesson 24 is what we're going to do for homework. No online assignment.